Welcome to the Chase for 18 with ABC6 Sports Director Nick Coit, Sports Anchor Ian Steele, News Anchors John DeLuca and Tiffany Murphy, and reporter Caitlin Gelhaus. Sponsored locally by Carjon Air Conditioning and Heating.
The Celtics are back in the NBA Finals tonight on the Chase for 18. How Johnston's Joe Mazzulla is bringing local pride to Rhode Island. Plus, we chat with the person who's the secret behind the success of the Mavs' two superstars, PC legend God Shammgod. Then,
Kyrie Irving returns to Boston on the biggest stage. I'm Ian Steele. I'll have much more on the biggest villain in New England coming up on the Chase for 18.
Well, the wait is almost over, Celtics fans. The NBA Finals begin tonight right here on ABC6, and we are getting you ready. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for our special broadcast, Chase for 18. I'm John DeLuca. ABC6 Sports Director Nicholas Nicky Coit, the Plymouth Coits, is on the floor at the Garden tonight. He joins us now live. Nick, I know they closed out the Pacers 10 days ago, but in many ways, my friend, it feels like it was like 10 weeks ago, doesn't it?
It does, John, it does. But you know, with the fans coming in now, the players hitting the floor here and warming up, it does feel like we're going to have a basketball game here tonight in the NBA Finals, finally arriving back in Boston. And for this Celtics group here that was in the NBA Finals 2 years ago and has been to multiple Eastern Conference Finals, John, this really seems like a coronation with the season that was. So how did they get back to this point? Well, it was some bold and big off-season changes to the roster that helped the C's get back to the 2024 NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Let's take a look back now at the season that was so far for the Big Green.
The Heat are going to the NBA Finals.
The story of the 2023-2024 Boston Celtics beginning at the end of last season.
He twisted an ankle, perhaps. He did, the left one.
A comeback in the East Finals falling short.
It's as simple as that. It's stuff.
Another missed opportunity for a Celtics core that to the front office clearly needed a shakeup.
Bottom line is we got to get better.
So Brad Stevens going to work.
Boston gets what they had wanted all along. Kristaps Porzingis.
The C's parting ways with a beloved fan favorite.
We're all really grateful to have had Marcus in our life. It was hard.
But making a big addition with a big man.
Very excited when I first heard the news, and it was a pretty easy decision for me.
Then, just a day before the start of training camp,
there's a list of guys in the league that you always think you'll never have a real chance to get.
A veteran with championship pedigree added to the roster.
Really just glad to be here, a part of this championship caliber group.
And with the shakeup complete, the expectations were elevated.
The Boston Celtics have elevated, as far as I'm concerned, to the favorite to win it all.
Right away, this team showing why there was such hype around the squad.
It's good! Kristaps Porzingis drills the three-pointer!
A 25-6 start, the best since the Pierce Allen KG Big Three was together.
Oh! Brings the house down!
20 straight wins at home to start, the best since the original Big Three of the 80s.
Oh, kiss to him. There you go, see ya!
This Celtics team finishing the regular season at 64-18, the fourth best campaign in franchise history, and earning the #1 seed in the NBA playoffs.
Yes, a foul!
On the postseason road, the C's just as dominant. A demon exercised in 5 games in the first round in the Miami Heat.
I don't really worry about what happened last year. At the end of the day, I like how we approached the series regardless of who we were playing.
A dispatching of the Cleveland Cavaliers in similar style.
For me, the biggest thing was just bringing energy.
And then one of the most challenging sweeps you'll ever see through Indiana.
White, corner three, bang!
All that leading to this moment, the Celtics back in the NBA Finals for the 23rd time in franchise history, now just 4 wins away from the elusive Banner 18.
Well, they've certainly been dominant all season, no doubt about that. Fantastic story, Nikki, with that look back on what has been a fantastic season. One of the many storylines coming into this series, at least for Celtics fans, is the return of Kyrie Irving, the villain, as Ian called him in his tease. How hostile do you think the fans will be towards him tonight and through this series, Nick?
Well, John, it was kind of hard to hear you a little bit there for a second, but I know we're talking about Kyrie Irving here, of course, and I'm interested, like you are, like many Celtics fans are, to know what the reaction's going to be like tonight when Kyrie Irving hits the floor, when he is greeted by this Boston crowd once again. He has been back, obviously, since he left town, but there's been some incidents. We talked about it in our 6 o'clock newscast tonight, John, about the feet and the logo and the gestures toward the crowd, but he is back, and isn't it fitting, isn't it poetic that he's back with the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals trying to stop the Celtics from winning a championship? ABC6 sports anchor Ian Steele looks at this matchup, the Celtics against Kyrie with Irving back in Boston.
Kyrie Irving at TD Garden for shoot-around, and this might be the only time he's on the parquet floor during the NBA Finals without being booed. A long history between Irving and the Celtics dating back to when he wore the green.
It's about to be crazy, G.
And it's about to get even crazier. What do you think this home crowd is going to be like, specifically with Kyrie playing on the other side?
I'm excited. I know I'm excited, and I know our fans are even more excited.
Kyrie Irving is leaving no doubt. He wants to be a Celtic long term. He stood in front of a crowd of season ticket holders Thursday night and declared, quote, "If you guys will have me back, I plan on re-signing here."
Or was he?
Right, it's two people talking, having a conversation. If this was a real world, would it be anybody else's business?
All as we waited for his team to flip the switch.
Yeah, who cares?
In the end, he didn't re-sign, ending up with Kevin Durant in Brooklyn.
Irving, after his performance, appeared to wipe his feet on the Celtics logo at center court after being booed the whole night. But then as he left the court, a C's fan threw a water bottle at him from the crowd.
When we played in the playoffs and everyone saw me flip off the birds and kind of lose my a little bit, that wasn't a great reflection of who I am.
This is not as hostile as you think it is. Don't overthink it. There's no fear out here, man. It's basketball. The fans are going to say what they're going to say.
And those fans are about an hour away from trying to disturb Irving's peace. For the Chase for 18, I'm Ian Steele, ABC6 Sports.
Still ahead tonight on the Chase for 18, Nicholas Nicky sits down with a PC legend, Mavs assistant coach God Shamgod, who explains how he's helped guide Luka and Kyrie to success.
There are a few days a year when the weather is absolutely perfect. Clean, crisp air, not too warm, not too cool. The rest of the time, we rely on Car-John Heating and Air Conditioning to create the perfect indoor air climate. Car-John is a locally owned family business that's built its reputation on quality installations and reliable, honest service. Car-John, heating, cooling, indoor air quality. Live in a world of total comfort.
Demands can be exhausting, but finding the perfect rest shouldn't be. Introducing Mattress Express, where comfort meets affordability for the life you live. At Mattress Express, discover a world of quality sleep options tailored just for you. Plus, enjoy 0% financing and no credit needed. With a diverse selection to fit your unique needs, finding the perfect mattress is effortless at Mattress Express. Because at Mattress Express, your comfort is our priority. Visit us today and have your expectations exceeded.
The day of accountability is coming.
There was just no transparency.
For what's happening right here in Providence, right now in southern New England.
Live in Providence. For your city, your stories, all in one place. Switch to ABC6.
Just bear with us as we move. The boys are being taken into this van.
Getting you to the heart of every headline. Helping you plan ahead with the most accurate and dependable local forecasts.
Join the growing number switching to southern New England's most trusted news source. Switch to ABC6.
Welcome to the NBA's grandest stage.
Metro! Hope it comes to the day we rejoice. I got your back like a spine.
When the situation gets real, the real one's gonna show up.
Maybe we just running out of time.
These two teams to decide who will be the NBA champion.
Tip it off, set it off. The NBA Finals, Game 1 on ABC.
Welcome back once again to the Chase for 18. Nick, the Mavericks are led by their two superstars, obviously, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. But you had a chance to chat with a guy who some might say is the secret behind their success.
Yeah, it's always cool when you get to talk to a PC legend, right? And God Shamgod, he's a legend in his own right, obviously, this time in Friartown, but also Shamgod, famous with street ball. We know, with the Shamgod and the moves, these guys grew up watching God Shamgod and what he did at Providence and then on in the NBA. And He also has a very special relationship with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. He had a chance to tell us about it when we sat down with him for a few minutes this week on NBA Finals Media Day. Here's part of our conversation. It was a great one with PC legend God Shamgod. When we first heard that the matchup was going to be the Dallas Mavericks, it's funny. God, I think everybody in Providence was like, "Ooh, Celtics versus Sham. I mean, this is going to be something."
I'm just happy to be up here. You know, I always have good memories up here. I did my best basketball up here, whether it was playing or coaching. So to be here now in the NBA Finals with a great organization like the Dallas Mavericks, you know, it couldn't be more than a dream come true.
Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they obviously have talent. They obviously show it on the floor. But where do you feel like you've helped them the most?
Beginning of the year, you know, I made a conscious effort was like, you know, Luka and Kai, you know, when we work out, we got to work out together every day. You know, because the more time they spend on the court and focusing on basketball, then the other stuff would just evolve naturally. Like, hey, you know, one day you come in, hey, how's your family? Hey, how's this? How's that? And now you have a bigger picture.
Pretty clear when you're practicing on the court with these guys. Particularly you guys are going back and forth through the practice session, particularly with Kyrie. What's that like, that relationship?
It's a big brother, little brother relationship. His godfather was actually my mentor at the Washington Wizards, and I knew his father growing up, you know, so I knew him before he existed. Me and his father used to talk about it like a long time ago, like, man, what if I got to help Kai? I just wanted him when he came here just to know that he was always going to be protected and loved, and you know, and we just figure out the journey together.
He's been imperative, and you know, I feel like he's just one of my uncles, there to give me a little when I need it, but be honest all the time, and remind me that this is bigger than basketball.
Thinking on the other side, you've got a great relationship with Joe Mazzulla and your family as well, right?
Yes. Joe Mazzulla coached my son for 4 years, so like, even when Joe was first getting into the NBA and he used to talk about it, and I was like, man, I used to always tell him, man, you're going to be great, like, because he's a great coach and he's a great person. I wish them luck as I wish us luck, and, you know, just like good, clean basketball for the fans, and I think a lot of people just enjoyed this finals.
Well, Mickey, what a fantastic conversation there with God Shamgod. So many degrees of separation here in the NBA Finals, all through God Shamgod.
Yeah, it's wild, right? I didn't know anything about the relationship that he had with Joe Mazzulla and his son playing for him at Fairmont State, which was a Division II school where Joe Mazzulla was previously a head coach. So pretty cool. He said, you know, it's really a family affair, basketball. It's a small circle. So it was really great to talk with the guys. It was one of those interviews where you don't want it to end, John. It was such a great conversation. So great to sit down with God. And he knows he's on the other side this week, but there's still a lot of people rooting for him and his success in Providence as well. All right, let's take a look ahead now, and let's toss it back to Ian to see what is next here in the show.
Kristaps Porzingis recovering from a calf injury. Will he be ready to go for Game 1? I'm Ian Steele. I'll have the latest on Boston's big man coming up on The Chase for 18.
Customer trust, comfort, and satisfaction. These are goals that CarJohn strives for each and every day. Building and maintaining your trust with every opportunity. Ensuring your home is comfortable year-round, and always taking additional steps to provide total customer satisfaction. 3 important goals that CarJohn has built its reputation on. CarJohn, heating, cooling, indoor air quality. Live in a world of total comfort.
Have a big event you want to look your best for? Want to match your eyewear to your everyday style? We at Shalmar have the perfect pair of eyeglasses for you. We have over 2,000 brand name frames in stock. We have been in business and trusted for over 65 years. No matter what shape or style or how difficult your prescription is, you'll be pleasantly satisfied at Shalmar Eyes and Optics in Johnston, Rhode Island.
Hi, I'm Rich Pupolo, owner of The Window Source. As a family-run business, you deal directly with me, my son Anthony, and niece Aaliyah.
We don't use subcontractors.
We did it again, 5th year in a row, most 5-star Google reviews in the country. Get 8 of our best-selling windows installed for $45.52. Give me a call today for a free in-home estimate at 401-270-0160.
Why go anywhere else? Go straight to the source, The Window Source. For all your window, door, and siding needs.
Here's your chance to let the world know your vibe. It's the ABC6 Wright's Dairy Farm Viewer Spotlight page. A question a day where you can vote your vibe to the top. Like, where is Rhode Island's best beach? Who makes the tastiest New England clam chowder? It's a fun and easy way to let the world know just how you feel. Go to the ABC6 Viewer Spotlight page and vote your vibe.
Download the Now Local News app today and upload your pics and videos. You could see your very own story on the air and earn points towards rewards and gift cards.
Welcome back to the Chase for 18, sponsored locally by Carjon Air Conditioning and Heating.
Welcome back to the Chase for 18. It has been 10 days since the Celtics won the Eastern Conference Championship. And Nick, these off days have been an absolute gift for a very important Celtics player.
Yeah, it's been 5.5 weeks, John, since Kristaps Porzingis sort of pulled up and had that leg injury in Game 4 against the Heat. And I think at the time, there was a collective sigh of relief when we heard, okay, well, it's not as bad as it originally looked. And then with Porzingis, everybody he just walks past me, go figure. There's Kristaps. I was just about to say, big cheers when he came out onto the floor. And he's got a big smile on his face, but everybody sort of became their own social media doctor and said, what is a soleus? What is that muscle? And how fast can you recover from it? Well, the Celtics got through the East. It's been 5.5 weeks, and Kristaps Porzingis is returning tonight. Ian Steele takes a look at Kristaps the last couple of days and what he's been saying leading up to his return in the NBA Finals.
The biggest off-season addition for the Celtics.
Just different level of excitement and how good the team is.
Sidelined for most of the postseason.
He's limping his way off the floor.
But tonight, Kristaps is back.
No, I'll play tomorrow.
You will play?
I will play tomorrow.
Kristaps Porzingis slated to make his highly anticipated return from a calf injury for Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Are you running pain-free at this point?
Yes. I mean, he's been playing basketball for like 30 years, and he's been playing in intense situations his whole life, so I don't think that'll be much of an issue. I think everything was just dependent upon, obviously you can't simulate the speed and the intensity of the game, which I think just comes with a little bit of reps. Just because you've been out for a month doesn't mean you have to, relearn how to play basketball.
Before KP played for Missoula, he was a Maverick.
Close out, Porzingis takes it hard and throws it down!
And there's rumored bad blood between Porzingis and the star on the other side, Luka Doncic.
Once the trade happened, I don't know. I don't want to go. I'm not even thinking about that right now. You know what I mean? I'm focused on the job ahead.
It's been reported that back when Porzingis was with the Knicks, the Celtics tried to trade for the center in a deal centered around Kyrie Irving when he was with the Celtics. Now that deal never materialized, but 5 years later, Porzingis making his way to Boston, about to make his NBA Finals debut. At TD Garden, I'm Ian Steele, ABC 6 Sports.
Ian, thank you. As we have discussed, the roots of this championship run for the Celtics head coach were built right here in Rhode Island. Not only the town of Johnston, but also Hendricken High School. ABC 6 News reporter Caitlin Gelhaus joins us now for a closer look at Joe Mazzulla's coaching origin story. Caitlin.
Yeah, John. Well, Joe Mazzulla played ball for Bishop Hendricken, and I had the amazing opportunity to catch up with his high school coach, who tells me that he made a huge impact both on and off the court.
I would say character, determination, grit, toughness, intelligence.
The words Jamal Gomes uses to describe Joe Mazzulla, and he would know. Gomes is the head basketball coach at Bishop Hendricken High School.
Going back to when he was in the 9th grade here at Bishop Hendricken, and now seeing what he's doing at the highest level in professional sports, I think those words still ring true for Joe Mazzulla.
Mazzulla making an impact at Hendricken, earning all-state first-team honors, and winning 3 state titles for the program. But his impact was not just on the court.
When he was a young man here at Bishop Hendricken, he was a great player, he was a great student, he was a great athlete. He had his ups and downs like any other high school student trying to figure out their way through life. But he had an it factor.
To this day, Gomes tells me he and Mazzulla communicate regularly. In fact, the day Mazzulla was named head coach of the Boston Celtics, one of his first calls was to Gomes, and he asked him to stop by his first practice as the C's head coach.
That was a very proud moment. I put it up there with getting married to my wife, having my 2 daughters, and then watching Joe Mazzulla on his first day as a head coach with the Boston Celtics. I remember driving home that day from Boston, almost in tears of how proud I was of him.
Now, Jamal also sharing with me that he is not surprised one bit to see where Mazzulla is in his career right now. We're live in Johnston. Caitlin Gelhaus, ABC 6 News.
All right, Caitlin, thank you. We go from one Johnston institution to another. ABC 6 News anchor Tiffany Murphy checking out a place Coach Mazzulla is a big fan of.
It's just sauce and dough.
More than 100 years in the making.
Put a couple of big scoops.
Pizza strips are a favorite of the Ocean State.
We're one of the oldest. My great-great-grandfather founded the first Palmieri's in, I think it was 1905, on Federal Hill.
Eric John Palmieri has been involved in the family business since he was a kid.
Every place kind of does their own unique thing with it. And if you grow up here, whatever place's pizza strips you ate as a kid at your birthday parties or family gatherings, to you, that's what a pizza strip is. Everyone's got kind of their own thing that they do, and it's really cool, actually, that that's kind of how it is. We do our thing here, other places do their thing.
And their thing has been mighty popular, especially with well-known Johnston, Rhode Island resident and coach of the Boston Celtics, Joe Mazzulla.
He's one of our favorite customers.
Palmieri admits there's no secret ingredient in his sauce, but says these pizza strips are crispier than others in the Ocean State. And apparently, Joe Mazzulla agrees.
I mean, B. Palmieri's Bakery right down the street in Johnston.
I don't know exactly how he likes them. I just know that he really likes them. But I don't know if he has a particular, does he like ends? Does he like middles? It'd be really cool to find that out, actually, to be honest. I don't know.
So the next time you're in the mood for a quintessential slice of the Ocean State, room temperature tomato paste on a crisp crust, swing by D. Palmieri's. And if you're lucky, you may run into Coach Mazzulla himself.
Come get Joe Mazzulla's favorite pizza strips for your NBA Finals party.
In Johnston, Tiffany Murphy, ABC 6 News.
Chase for 18 continues after a quick break.
At Green Mountain Tableworks, craftsmanship meets nature in every piece we create. Our signature river tables blend live edge wood with vibrant resin rivers, capturing the beauty of flowing water or your favorite color. Each table is handcrafted with precision, using the finest materials to ensure unmatched quality and durability. Elevate your dining room, man cave, or entertainment space with a unique masterpiece from Green Mountain Tableworks. Your guests will be amazed by the one-of-a-kind creations crafted here in New England. Don't miss out on your masterpiece. Stop by Green Mountain Tableworks or visit us online today and see for yourself.
There are a few days a year when the weather is absolutely perfect. Clean, crisp air, not too warm, not too cool. The rest of the time, we rely on Carjon Heating and Air Conditioning to create the perfect indoor air climate. Carjon is a locally owned family business that's built its reputation on quality installations and reliable, honest service. Carjon, heating, cooling, indoor air quality. Live in a world of total comfort.
Southern New England. This is where to come for trusted local news.
When you cover news for nearly 25 years in the place where you grew up, it matters just a little more.
A deeper connection to our local community.
It's news that not only affects me and my family, but also people I've known since I was a kid.
John DeLuca and ABC 6. Non-stop local news you can trust.
Are you ready for something new?
For a fresh start to help plan your day.
Wake up with us and we'll get you up to speed with breaking news and weather and real-time traffic reports
that get you on track to head out the door.
Make every day a fresh start. Watch Good Morning Providence.
Download the Now Local News app today and upload your pics and videos. You could see your very own story on the air and earn points towards rewards and gift cards.
Welcome back to the Chase for 18, sponsored locally by Carjon Air Conditioning and Heating.
Welcome back to the Chase for 18. How are Celtics fans feeling about the team's chances? Digital reporter TJ Elbin hit the streets of Boston to find out.
So how many games will it take the Celtics to win the NBA championship?
If I'm being realistic, I'm thinking 5. You know, Luka, Kyrie can be a bit tougher at times. I think we got it over Kyrie though, so If anything, maybe 6, but we'll go 5.
I think I'm confident when I say this. I think the Celtics are going to take care of the Mavericks in under 5 games. We might take the broomsticks out and end it in 4.
Honestly, I think it's going to be 5. I saw the schedule. Game 5's on June 17th, which is 6-1-7. So I think we're going to end it in Boston, man.
So a lot of people say Mavs in 6 or in 7, but I think we're going to do it in 6. And I think it's fair to give them 2 games. Just to win 2 games, that's it.
I say 5.
You think 5?
I honestly think 5. I think whoever is more focused, and we're going to see it between the first 2 games, whoever's more focused, I think that's going to bring it home.
I'm TJ Albin for Providence Now.
Fans are definitely confident, no doubt about that. Nick, we saw what things are like outside the Garden. What can you tell us about the atmosphere inside the Garden at this point?
I think it's pretty festive. I think you saw it just a few minutes ago when Kristaps Porzingis ran on and off the floor. Big cheers. I think the fans are excited to see him back tonight, but you can definitely feel that this is a big game atmosphere. There's a lot of cameras. There's a lot of people. They got here early. Everybody's ready for a basketball game. It's going to happen soon. Also want to show this off, John. These are the T-shirts that are on the seats tonight. I'm going to do the basic reporter thing and show you the T-shirt. It says, "You got Boston." And the reason that it says, "You got Boston," is throughout this postseason, John, there's been teams, fan bases that when they win around in the playoffs, they say, "We want Boston." Well, they get Boston, and the Celtics haven't lost more than 1 game in a series so far. So tonight they went with a T-shirt that says, "You got Boston," and I guess it's directed toward Dallas and Mavs fans. So pretty clever, I'd say.
Very clever indeed, I agree. All right, Nikki, we want to know a couple of things. One, who wins the series and how many games, and who wins the MVP? And I guess in a way, who you think wins the series and the MVP are probably going to be connected.
All right, series, I say the Celtics. I think Banner 18 will be put up here sometime in 2024. I think they win the series in 6 games. I think they'll be pushed more than they were in the East. I think they got through the East fine, but Kristaps Porzingis being back for the Celtics, I think that is a huge X factor in this series, and so I think he's going to be one of the keys. But I think this is Jason Tatum's moment to shine, John. I think Tatum has a big series. I think he's heard all the criticism throughout the postseason, and I think that he wins series MVP. Again, Celtics in 6, though. I think it's going to be interesting. You're talking about Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving on the other side, 2 guys that you would classify them as closers. I think Luka's going to hit a big shot in the series at some point. Probably same with Kyrie. You're going to see some of the back and forth with the fans, I think, no matter what he says about the inner peace. But again, Celtics in 6, Jason Tatum, your MVP. That's the way I'm going for this series. And you know what, John? I can't wait to watch it.
I can't wait either. Thank you so much, Nikki. Fantastic job out there tonight. You can send us your predictions by sounding off on our Now Local News app. We'd love to hear from you. Just scan the QR code on your screen. If your submission is accepted, you'll be earning points that can be traded in for gift cards. Well, that's all the time we have for our Chase for 18 NBA Finals pregame show. Thank you so much for watching. ABC picks up coverage from here. We'll see you tonight after the game for ABC 6 News, 11 at 11.